Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm going to give you my field report from the second session of my Dungeons and Dragons Disney Lorcana campaign. And so my alpha player chose to play the character Tinkerbell, which we used the Disney Lorcana card for. And all the characters I was able to represent with the Disney Lorcana cards, which was excellent. So Tinkerbell starts in Neverland and is visited and we go through, at the beginning of the session, we go through Tinkerbell remaining in Neverland and dealing with the flora and the fauna there, because she's a magical creature, and she has a really solid relationship with all the flora and the fauna found in Neverland. And right now, Tinkerbell is alone. Peter Pan is away, and the Lost Boy, the boys who are usually there, are not there because of what happened in session 1. And you can see that this is in a playlist. You can check that out if you want to know what happened in session 1. And so Rafiki comes, and Rafiki is essentially a planeswalker in this campaign. And actually, if you look at the art on the Disney Lorcana cards, it's very clear that he has increased his magical powers, right? And has achieved this wizard status in the Disney Lorcana world, and that he's a major agent of the Lumineers. And so basically he comes to Tinkerbell, and I had some discourse with the Dungeons and Dragons player, the Dragon Master, who's controlling Tinkerbell, and we talked about how Tinkerbell communicates. So Tinkerbell never directly talks, but she can make this bell noise, and she often can, and she understands everything that's said to her, right? And over time, anyone who deals with her can begin to communicate, begin to understand her motions and so forth. So Rafiki comes to the glade, and he doesn't speak to her. He kind of shakes his stick, right, to communicate to her, and she kind of bells back. And then the two of them sit at the glade, and there's this pool of water in the glade, and Rafiki creates a magical portal out of the pool of water, and he begins to cycle through connections to different worlds with this magical portal. So I was very proud of this. So I had taken out one of the cards for each of the 34 worlds that are currently represented in Disney Lorcana. And so I literally just, the Dragon Master could see this. My Alpha Dragon Master could see this. And she, watched as I shuffled all the cards and then drew them. And so 4 worlds came up first. It was the Great Mouse Detective world, the Steamboat Willie world. It was also one of the worlds that came up was the DuckTales world, and then last was the Tailspin world. Then was the Tailspin world, and then finally, and in each of these worlds, Tinkerbell was did a search, and actually had an insight roll to find if she could sense any presence of Peter Pan in that world. And she could not in any of those worlds. She failed the roll in all those worlds. So finally, the Pride Lands came up, right? And she failed the roll to sense any presence of Peter Pan. However, I described what was happening in the Pride Lands, and Tinkerbell looks through, and Tinkerbell sees the moment when Mufasa is scrambling to not fall and be trampled over by all the gazelles. So Simba is there, Mufasa is there, and of course Scar is there. And so Rafiki begins to close the portal, right? Because Peter Pan is not there, and Rafiki is there to help Tinkerbell find Peter Pan, the world he's in, right? And so I'm expecting us to advance to the next world, but the Dragon Master says Tinkerbell immediately jumps through the portal and uses her magic and sprinkles some magical dust on Mufasa to lift him up, right? And that little bit of lift enables Mufasa to get a grip, and he jumps up on top, right? But then Simba witnesses this, but Scar literally leaps to try to eat Tinkerbell, right? And Tinkerbell is able to dodge out of the way, and then Mufasa gets into a battle and defeats Scar very soundly. Scar is knocked unconscious, and Mufasa and Simba walk away. The gazelles pass, and Mufasa and Simba return. Rafiki comes back into the Pride Lands. The portal to the Neverlands is closed, and the session ended with the player character, the Dragon Master, choosing to remain in the Pride Lands in the now fundamentally changed Lion King world, because Mufasa did not die, right? And so Rafiki is there aiding the Pride of Lions and Mufasa directly, and Zazu, right? And Tinkerbell becomes good friends with Zazu and remains in the Pride Lands. And that was the end of session 2 of my Dungeons and Dragons Disney Lorcana campaign. Really enjoying running it. It's fantastic. It's really enjoyable also just to prepare for it, and it was really excellent. I really enjoyed it a lot, and it's an honor to share my field report with you and to share my opinions on how great it is to be running a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.